Did you know in the early 10th century, a Muslim scholar and traveller by the name of Ahmad ibn Fadlan stayed with the ancient Vikings, and he wrote about his time with them, and what he saw truly shocked him. This smart looking lad is Ahmad ibn Fadlan, and he was travelling with an embassy from Baghdad during the Abbasid Caliphate, and he ended up staying with an ancient Viking people known as the Rus, and Ibn Fadlan was shocked at some of the things he saw. He did write some favourable things, saying that he's never seen bodies as perfect as theirs and that they were like palm trees, but he actually witnessed a funeral ceremony for one of the chieftains, and what they did in that funeral ceremony really shocked him. Well, actually would shock anyone. After the Viking chieftain had died, the Vikings then asked his slave girls, his slaves, who would die with their chieftain, and a slave girl put her hand up. She was then dressed up in amazing clothes and jewellery, but then she was made to drink for a few days, constantly obviously getting very drunk. On the day of the funeral, a Viking boat was then anchored next to the riverbank, and the dead chieftain was placed in the boat. Then all the male members of the dead chieftain's entourage systematically raped the drunk slave girl as a tribute to the dead chieftain. After she was systematically raped by the dead chieftain's entourage, she was then placed in the boat next to the chieftain, and her arms and legs were tied. Oh, and she was also fed more alcohol during this ordeal. And as she was tied and lied next to the dead chieftain, an old lady that Ibn Fadlan had called the Angel of Death and 6 men got onto the boat. The old lady then placed a rope around the neck of the slave girl and strangled her to death, and at the same time the men were stabbing her to death. After the sacrifice of the slave girl, in good old Viking fashion, the boat was then set on fire to burn to ashes. Can you just imagine what was going through Ibn Fadlan's mind as he was watching this ritual? Antonio Banderas actually plays Ibn Fadlan in The 13th Warrior. This is a fictional retelling of the story of Ibn Fadlan and his journey into Viking land. It's an awesome film. Well, I remember it being an awesome film, so I definitely want to rewatch it. I hope it still lives up to what I remember. Well, I hope you found that interesting. If you have anything to add about the stories of Ibn Fadlan, then let me know in the comment section. But as always, remember to like and follow, repost if you can, duet if you can, and have a nice day.